Good morning, Wyoming. Joseph here, your people's candidate for governor in 2026. Last night we were speaking together. We had a team meeting for the campaign and we were having a great time. We chatted about a lot of different issues, things like that. Oh, yes, and I'm on my treadmill getting my morning exercise here. And we were talking about freedom and what that means. You know, when I think about my run for governor, the first pillar of my campaign, which is faith, we talk about that freedom starts here, right? Freedom starts inside of us because we're not promised freedom. We're promised food and clothing. All the freedoms and stuff are an extra gift from God. And we are so blessed, you guys. This is something we were talking about last night. We are so blessed to live in America. I have friends all over the world. And guess where they all want to come? They all want to come here to America because of our freedoms. And a lot of times we take our freedoms for granted. We were talking about this because, the Constitution of the United States says that we can do and we have certain freedoms. But it's interesting, when you get to the city and the county and the state, it seems like a lot of those freedoms become permission-based, right? You can and cannot do this on your property. You can and cannot do this with your kids and their education. You can and cannot do this with your guns. You can and cannot do this with your health care. And we become a culture where most of our freedoms are permission-based. And that permission changes, right? Depending on who's in office, who's leading the state, who's leading the country. And those permissions for our freedoms change based on who's leading us, whether it's the governor, whether it's the legislature, the executive branch, the president of the United States. So when we think about our freedoms, we should look at it like this. Have we given over our freedoms, our God-given freedoms, to government so that they can now regulate those freedoms? And my answer to that would be yes. So what do we need to do? We, the people, need to demand that we have those complete freedoms back. An example of this might be, I'll use the gun control thing as an example. Constitution of the United States says we have the right to bear arms and it should not be infringed. But then we're making a ton of other rules based on that, other than it just being that, black and white. This shall not be infringed. And yet, we go ahead on the state level and we continuously do this. We're just always changing the rules, when it should be pretty simple. We have these rights under the Constitution of the United States, these freedoms. The public understands these rights, and we accept the consequences of those rights as well. But that being said, I want to remind everybody, and we talked about this last night, because a lot of people on the team were like, but Joseph, we're losing these freedoms and those freedoms. And we're concerned about losing these freedoms. I said, you guys, I understand these concerns, but we are so blessed. We are so free, you guys. We are so blessed. If you're watching this video right now, you are among those in the world that are blessed beyond all measure with the freedoms that we do have. And yeah, we have to fight for those freedoms. We shouldn't have to. Those freedoms should not be burdened by endless legislation and governance and bureaucracy, but they are. I think we can change that if we, the people, decide that we want to be in charge again. And I think that's what's important. So with that, enjoy your freedoms today. If you drive out on a road today, thank God for that freedom. You're sitting down in a coffee shop and you're working. Thank God for that freedom. If you're at the grocery store filling up a grocery cart, thank God for that freedom. Because a lot of people in the world don't even have those things. So let's be thankful and grateful today. That's what we talked about as a team last night on the campaign. Hope you guys have a blessed day. Don't forget to get outside, get some sunshine, maybe get a little exercise. get some things going. With that, you guys take care. God bless. Bye.